getting pretty close to getting all our pre-registrations signed in. There'll be a few more, I'm sure, that'll be joining us once we get a little bit further into this. But, you know, we're hitting 6 bells. Let's get things kicked off. As most of you who are on the Zoom session here know, Rob is a fixture at the gun fair. And if there's anybody better to talk trap, sporting clays, and especially SKB, being that you are the owner of SKB, I think you're the right guy to have on this. So, you know, there's a ton of fun we always get to have when you're shooting your guns with your big crew there and everything at the gun fair. I know that we have a lot of good ground to cover, and you guys have been working hard on keeping product flowing in. But maybe to just kick things off, Rob, give everybody on the call a little bit about your background and tell us kind of what you're seeing out there as far as the flow of product and what you kind of see going on with this spring and into the fall. I mean, everybody's kind of in their crunch time for getting sporting clay as soon as these ranges open up. So kind of give us a little background on yourself, what you see flowing through here right now before Aaron starts talking about the deals we were going to have at the gun fair. So take it away, sir.
Well, so far this year, we received 3 different shipments from the factory prior to the coronavirus outbreak. Since the outbreak, we have 2 shipments that are being held in Turkey, waiting for freight availability in space. With a limited number of airlines actually flying international flights now, there's less space available for freight. Most of the contracted space is for small parcels and mail and medical supplies. So we're basically on hold until space becomes available, which affects only a few of the models that we currently don't have in stock in Omaha. The RS400 is one of the items that's out of stock, but guns are done awaiting shipment. The factory themselves was not affected like the Northern Italy factories. There was no shelter-in-place order issued. They are running with a full staff. Have plenty of material to carry us through for the rest of this year. It's just a matter of getting through this next 6 weeks before the premiums come off of space available on freight.
Hey, Rob, given all that, how do you feel about what's landed so far? I mean, I know we feel like we got our first wave of your guns. Fortunately, we're planning on having the gun fair. So, you know, we got good product flowing in March like we had hoped for. And I think more than anything else, you know, as we started to cast what the deals were going to be and what the offers were going to be, we've been fortunate, I think, for this call and for everybody that's on it to be able to know that we really have a good assortment on hand. And I think that's probably the place to start more than anything else, is kind of using your expertise and what Aaron, you know, we have that new space all laid out for you again this year. And we kind of had some key things we're going to have stacks of and features of, and maybe that's a place to start. Then you can start walking everybody through the nuances of it. So Aaron, what we're going to start with as far as the leads for the deals that come there?
Well, you know, a couple that stand out to me right now, I guess first I'll just jump on this real quick. For anybody out there listening who might not know Rob or the SKB, I'm going to call them a family because they operate like we do. To have the owner of the company come on and take his time with us, I think really shows everybody how much they care. And if you have any idea how much time that his team and family put into the youth shooting sports, you'd be on board pretty quick, Rob. I want to thank you for that. That is the future of what we do here at Reed. So thank you. Appreciate that. We're rolling from that. One that comes to mind and a lot of questions by email and phone as of lately, people itching up, get out there and break some targets. Rob has got the 90 TSS series. It comes in sporting and trap most notably. I know I've got 30s and possibly some 32s left. Seriously packed full of features. If you compare this to some of the other names in the industry at a $1,700 price tag, Rob, shoot me down some of the finer points of the 90 TSS sporting and trap.
Well, let's start with the primary difference between the 2 models. It's really in the butt stock. The sporting clay has a sloped comb, which will give a little more drop dimension to the comb itself. The trap gun is a parallel comb. So as we draw a line back from the rib, the dimension, there is no change in the height between the comb and the butt plate system. So this is a parallel line. So when your cheek is on it, your eyes either forward or back on the cheek piece, it's still at the same height to the rib. These guns typically shoot a little higher than the sporting gun. The sporting gun itself has a sloped cone. My background isn't quite as what I was hoping for, but the drop dimension opens up as we move down the comb itself. So our eye is actually lower in the center of the cheek than it is on the trap gun. This gun will shoot flatter than the sporting clay gun. Now, all that being said, with the factory settings, we can raise the comb and we can move the comb offset right or left. Now we make these guns both in right and left-handed. There is a maximum of 3 millimeter differential off the center line for right and left. And there also is a palm swell to give you more control with your trigger finger hand, your gripping hand. They both have chrome lime 3-inch chambered barrels with a competition series choke tube. Their backboard short. They do have a length enforcing cone. It's about a 5-degree taper. Not real long, but it is enough to reduce some recoil for you. The butt plate system has a drop dimension to it and an up dimension. It can also twist and we can control the length of pull by moving the butt plate system in or out of the stock. The trap gun comes in a youth model in the 30-inch or the 32-inch barrel. New this year, just arriving on the next shipment, will be the sporting clay gun in a youth stock. It will be available in the 30-inch or the 28-inch.
Two fantastic additions. As a lot of us up north Norwegians don't break the 5.5 mark, or there's a few. So youth or adult.
Yeah, and you wear heavier clothes than we do most of the time. So
that's a true statement.
More puffier.
So all the adjustments, all the features, running right into $1,700. That's a lot of gun. I know one question that popped through, and I've had this one before with some other brands. Why the 3-inch chambering on what we would consider a target-inspired gun?
It becomes more of a parallel, reduces recoil. So as the petals of the shot shell open, we don't have an instantaneous change in pressure. We're gradually changing the pressure from the chamber into the bore.
So almost like having an even longer forcing cone in effect?
Correct.
Yeah, perfect. Gotcha. Another one, and these models have been a lifesaver for me and a lot of trap coaches all over the country, working towards getting some of the smaller statured kids out of those hard kicking youth pump 20s and into a 12 gauge that they can adapt to and enjoy shooting. And I'm going to refer to the RS 300 and 400 in full size and youth as definitely my top pick in this category. There's a lot of questions on the difference between the 300 and the 400 and the offerings. Can you enlighten us on that one?
Yes. Well, first let's start with the differences. The 400, like the trap gun in the 90 TSS, is a parallel comb, where the 300 is a drop dimension comb, so it's a sloped comb. This gun will shoot a tad higher than the 300. The 300 would be more applicable if we're going to shoot multiple disciplines, sporting, skeet, and trap, but this is more of a trap-oriented gun in that it's a parallel comb, so when we mount the gun, our eye is in the same location, no matter we put it on the comb itself. The features of the stock are the same as the 90 TSS. We have length of pull adjustment. With the butt plate system, we can also drop the pad. We can can it to get the gun in the shoulder pocket so it doesn't come out and creep over onto the muscle structure of your shoulder. What makes this the most popular model that we sell is it's a very, very soft shooting gun. We were able to integrate 2 different operating systems on this shotgun. It started its life as an straight inertia gun. When the gun went off, it would blow back the bolt like a Benelli. The problem that we found with that was, as these kids shoot 100 rounds or 50 rounds in a session, that was really beating them up. So what we did is we included a gas piston system in the barrel. So when the gun goes off, this piston moves backward against the action bar, and it pushes the action bar backward along with the blowback system. And when it reaches the limit, the gas then bleeds out of this chamber forward by compressing this disc forward on that spring. So you've got energy going this direction and this direction, which makes it a very soft shooting gun. The rookies which are sixth graders in the Iowa DNR League, all prefer to shoot this gun. We're really successful in Iowa and Minnesota with this model, just for that reason alone.
I know my kids and coaches around the area, Bemidji, Pequot, they're all noticing the same thing as I'm getting more and more shooters into this gun. The sheer lack of recoil, they fall in love with it really fast.
It will cycle the light 1 ounce loads. Some guns will cycle the 7/8, but not always. So if you're shooting sporting clays, you want to shoot a 1 ounce load for doubles. In a trap situation, you're only shooting a single shot anyway, so the 7/8 ounce will function and eject the shell out. The big question is the shell catcher. Birchwood Casey has moved from the Minnesota area down to Texas. There are supply problems with that, so we've gone to the factory and we are making a new shell catcher for this. It's being tested. 2 prototypes here in the US and 2 prototypes in the factory. They're doing some final tweaking on the mold, and then we'll be able to introduce that shell catcher hopefully by June.
Well, send me the note on that one, because I know a gun store that will take a bunch.
Yeah.
Sold. Guys, the RS 300 and 400 are offered in full length and reduced length, and I do have some lefties in stock. We did not discriminate. We certainly ordered left-handed shotguns.
Correct. And what we did on the left eject model was we just changed the bolt structure and the port on the side of the receiver. We didn't change any of the operating system. That allowed us to sell it at the same price as the right-handed guns.
Yep. Had you done retooled to get the release on the other side and vice versa, would have got.
Yeah, we didn't do all that. We didn't completely reverse the gun. All we did was reverse the bolt and the ejection port.
Yep, we got the important side.
Yeah.
Excellent. Anything else on the RS series, Rob?
They're in, the 300s are in stock. I believe you have 400s now. I've got guns, and I've got guns coming. I just don't know when they're going to actually be shipped. They're done. They're ready to go. But they have not been released yet because there's no space, or the space is at such a premium, it doesn't make sense to ship them.
Yep, understood. Understood. I know we've got some more exciting stuff. This one is absolutely fantastic. The value here will get just about everybody. This is Rob's new 95 ATR, which is about as impressive as what you're seeing. It's an amazing machine. 7 points of adjustment, 2-barrel set. We'll get to the price a little later. Rob, hit us up on the top features on this one.
So what we needed for our market is we needed a gun stock that was not only adjustable in and out, up and down, but we also needed, because everyone is facially, their structure of their face is different, we needed a butt pad that we could move on and off the center line of the stock, so that if we had someone whose eyes were a little bit further apart or had a wider cheeks and they couldn't get over to the center line of the gun, we could move the pad either off or onto the gun, on or off your shoulder to bring the gun in line with your eye. And we also placed a rocker inside this adjustment piece so we can move the pad along that radius. And what that does is change the pitch of the barrels, reducing the recoil into your cheek. Now, this gun comes with 2 sets of posts, a short post and a long post. So we If we have someone that needs a longer or higher comb, we can do that. It also comes, so that's the change, the difference in this stock pad plate system from the 90 TSS. This has 2 more adjustments, off and on the shoulder and the pitch adjustment.
Hey, Rob, while you're talking about the stock there on that 95, one of the questions came across in the chat is, does it have any recoil reduction? And if so, if not, why?
It does not have any recoil reduction. It can't, the complexity of the butt plate pad system that we have on here now would not allow for a piston system in it. There's just too much going on here, as you can tell. You could put weight in the back of the stock to add it. The gun's almost 9.5 pounds. They really, if you shoot it, you'll notice that it doesn't need that type of a system inside it. We haven't had any comment that the gun recoils heavily at all. Now it comes as a 2-barrel set. This is the D combo, an over and under, in either 30 or 32 inch. The single barrel itself is available as a 32 or a 34. And it's an adjustable rib gun. This is the 3rd generation of this barrel system. Its life started in Japan. And then from there, the current factory changed some and made some modifications to the center post and also to the front adjustment locking system and wheel. But those improvements still have the same features in the Japanese original design, that we can go, as the rib comes all the way down to the muzzle, we can bring this to 100-0, and as we come up, we can shoot to 50-50. So we've got the ability to move our point of impact.
Please pick up 0, 1.
This barrel, but not on the over and under barrel. The over and under barrel is a fixed rib gun. The combination comes with an Negrini case. And now it's your point on price.
Oh, $31.95. I'm gonna do some promos for the people that mentioned the Zoom video and call in tomorrow. I'm gonna get you some money off of that, $31.95, and of course do the free shipping due to our current door shut situation, to try and make it as convenient as possible. I've got dealers all over the country that are still running background checks, so we can accommodate.
Okay, so we make 6 models. We make a right hand and a left hand. We make a 30 with a 32-inch single barrel. We make a 32-inch over and under with a 30-inch single, and also a 32 with a 34 in right or left hand versions. And
I have them all.
And those guns are in stock. We just received in the last shipment to cross the border a new series of color banded chokes extended for these model guns that are specific to these 95 ATRs.
Do you have those up on your site yet, Rob?
They'll be up tomorrow on the site tomorrow, but they are in stock here, and they are listed in the catalog, shown in photos in the catalog also.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to those. All right. I know that, and I'm going to apologize, I have most of my target guns out there for all your SKB fans. I've snuck in some side-by-sides. If you haven't seen those, they're beautiful. Give me a shout. I can get you photographs and information on those. And Rob has a field series, 690, I believe. I've got a few of those hiding back, and a couple of those have chunks of lumber on them that you won't forget anytime soon. Rob's fit and finish wood to metal is second to none, even in models 3, 4, 5 times more money. They're absolutely gorgeous. So if you're interested in a field gun, shoot, chat, give me a call on that. We'll get you set up. If I don't have it, Rob will help us get it for sure.
Yeah, so the model 690 is a
there it is.
It's a scroll pattern with a it's a lacquer finish stock. It has a 3-inch chamber. We make 3 different frame sizes. There's a 12 frame, a 20 frame, and then the 28 410 are on a unique frame. Currently, 28 gauge models and the 410 models are out of stock, and they're on the next shipment awaiting departure from Turkey. So they should be here within 4 to 6 weeks.
Fantastic. Look forward to that. Did you have some side-by-sides available, Rob? Again, I apologize to you. I didn't get them unboxed.
A limited number. The side-by-side trigger system is being redesigned. We're moving from a non-selectable trigger to a selectable trigger so that we can, like the old Japanese models, determine which barrel we want to fire first. We're also changing the choke tube system in the new guns so that they'll accommodate a sprocket wrench rather than a Teague style wrench. And we're looking at the old Winchester 21 as a model for the forend when it wraps up a little bit higher on the barrels to keep your hands cooler. So all those features will be incorporated in the new prototypes that will be out sometime in September.
Fantastic. The side-by-sides fans out there should be looking forward to those upgrades. That'll be nice. All right, we're getting on. Do we have some more questions hanging in there?
Well, the one question is going to pop back to the autos. Maybe we'll come back to that at the end, a little comparison. The one thing is there a hot price on that 95 ATR? And I bet you can guess one of the people that might have asked that question.
I can guess, actually. David and I are on that. I got to have something special for David and Andy at the end of the video. It's going to be fantastic. Stay tuned. Rob, was there anything else you wanted to add? What did I miss?
If anyone would like a catalog, if you go to our website, skbshotguns.com, my team is preparing the next mailing. We do a bulk mailing. Instead of paying $2.10 a catalog, where it reduces it down to about 70, 80 cents per piece when we mail. So we group all those together. We'll be doing a mailing within the next 10 days. So if you want to go to the website and include your name and address, we'll get you a catalog out right away. Other than that, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my first Zoom. I didn't even know what Zoom was until this morning. I think it's kind of fun.
You're doing a beautiful job with it, Rob. We appreciate it. I think one thing to throw in, and Aaron's kind of alluded to it, is, I mean, the quality that you put into and the heart and soul you put into all your guns reflects very, very well on everything that we touch anytime it comes out of SKB box. And we do appreciate, and I think everybody in the Zoom video needs to appreciate it. I mean, you have high standards for the guns, and we don't have a flyer that's out there that's got down or dirty deals or that type of thing, because it is a precious commodity when you bring them. So the only way that we can really thank everybody for being on the call is to really, on a Zoom call, is to be able to call us tomorrow and follow up and see what incentives we can and thank yous we can do for that. I think that's the best way to approach it, don't you, Rob?
I do. And if you have any questions, you can use our 800 number and call us direct. We'll be here. It's 800-752-2767. Answer any of your questions that we didn't get to tonight. I know Aaron and the gang up there can certainly help you on the pricing. I'm more on the technical side.
Yeah, right on, right on. So let's open it up real quick. Everybody right now throughout the call has been on mute. And so I'm just going to unmute everybody. I know there's a couple more chats coming in that we want to address, but we're going to unmute everybody, see if anybody's got any questions they just want to jump in on. And just be mindful, you will have your background noise coming through here as soon as we unmute you. So if anybody's got any particular questions, just go ahead and shoot them across there. Everybody's live right now.
What's the email address again?
Our email is rob@skbshotguns.com.
And that's on the technical side. If you wanted to shoot a question over to the Reeds team, to follow up as well, we are at hunting@reedsports.com. It's hunting@reedsports.com, or just click on the website. It'll take you right to us. We can follow up if you've got anything after that as well. A couple things that are coming across in the chat, unless anybody else got any questions.
I just got a quick question on the, you said you got the new color-coded choke tubes coming out?
They are out, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's not coming standard with the 95 ATR. They are an accessory.
The extended color banded ones are an accessory.
Okay.
The guns come with a flush fit choke.
Okay.
Are there the extended ones available for the 90 TSS?
Yes, they're the same series that we've used since 1992 with the old Japanese model. Briley's making those for me, and we do have them here. We're a little less we don't price them as high as Briley does. They're not color banded though. You know, they make a helix choke in a color banded. We have the basic banded choke.
Anybody else got any?
Are those available for direct order directly from SKB?
Yes, they're on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Aaron, do you have those color banded chokes in stock?
No, they won't be here till June,
Okay.
but I will get them.
Order me a set.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. One question that came across in the chat, unless anybody's got any other questions they'd like to share on audio. One question that came across on the chat that we didn't get a chance to get to just as we kind of switched into the next series of guns was back on your autos. The question came across, how does the recoil compare to the Beretta A400 parallel target, Rob?
I've never shot one. And so to give you an honest answer, I've never shot a parallel target. So I can't make that comparison. I can tell you that the kids that are shooting the guns compare it to the old Youth 390 Beretta that was a very soft shooting gun. And I guess it's a really desired model still in the used market. And they compare it to that as being a very soft shooting gun.
Good. Yep. Okay. I know that there's a few other chats in here. One, I think, Rob, you'd enjoy hearing, but some of them are sent publicly, some privately. But one, I think you'd take pleasure in. Last year here at the gun fair, great service at the high school shoot when you were over in Michigan. I was a 17-year-old son and was able to pick one up there and came home and picked one out with you. And I think I was a big compliment to you, Robin, going through it. So it's nice to see everybody jump in and follow up as well. So I thought you'd enjoy hearing that.
Yeah, we were a little bit disappointed here that we wouldn't be getting to as many shoots this year as we had done in the past. We're waiting for calendars to be finalized. We still will be at the Grand American. We're hopeful that we'll be at both national shoots, the USA High School and the SETP, but those are still up in the air. We don't know how things are going to fall out. It may be a year at home, unfortunately.
You know, I think given the time, we're kind of bumping up in that half-an-hour window. The conversation's been great so far. We really appreciate you jumping on. One thing I think is good to know is this is our first week of doing these live Zoom sessions with the best partners that we would have had at Gun Fair. And so there's going to be 2 more weeks of these Zoom sessions. And in fact, Rob might have another one in a week or 2. We'll check his schedule. And then also what we can do is we will be taking this session and we'll posting it up on YouTube. So you'll be able to replay and go through some of the nuances. And there's a lot of technical information covered there real quickly. And also we'll have it on our Reed Sports website as well. But I think the best thing to take away is, you know, between the technical prowess that Rob has put into these guns and our sales experts, as far as being able to talk through and offer some incentives from Zoom session, give us a call. Best way to kind of go through things and talk through the next layer of nuance. There's plenty of them. Aaron, I know you had one more thing that you wanted to show off here. Been a little surprise.
Yeah, just real quick. Andy Grell, are you still on there? Are you muted?
We're on. We're on.
So I spent an hour digging through ATR stocks, and I found one with enough fiddleback in it. I mean, is that okay, or are you good with that?
It's sold. It's sold.
Got it. I'll wipe it down and grease the hinges for you, sir.
There you go.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
I'll hit your cell tomorrow, David. We'll figure it out.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I got a thumbs up from Andy there as well. I love it. I love it. So team, I appreciate the time. If you did see anything we can do better on these, as this is informal or just kind of working through them and learn about them, definitely shoot us a call or an email tomorrow. We'd love to keep getting better at this. I think we're all evolving through it, but we obviously missed the hands-on experience, the gun fair, and we know that we look forward to that for next year. But in the meantime, if you do want to reach out, give us a call. Like I mentioned, these will be more sessions. We're going to release it in e-news and on Facebook here later this week what the next 2 weeks sessions will be and the times and places for all of them. And we sure are grateful for Rob's expertise and being able to make the time to jump on with everybody. Rob, any final words of wisdom?
Let me know if you need me again. I'll be more than happy to tie into conversations.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Rob.
Beautiful. Thanks, everybody. Be safe and look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom session. Watch your e-news. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.